We begin with the class of 2024. 4 years ago, the COVID-19 pandemic upended what was normal for college students, taking them off campus. And now, through even greater loss, the class of 2024 has learned to lean on each other and move forward together.
From starting online during COVID,
we were watching each other in our childhood bedrooms,
to graduating after experiencing joy and loss.
Tomorrow really isn't guaranteed.
The class of 2024 bonded together through their unique college experience.
There's a lot of shared identity in being class of 2024 that I'm not sure that all classes are able to experience.
Caitlin Gartrell started her biology major online, watching videos of labs instead of doing them in real life.
We were like, a beaker versus an Erlenmeyer flask? Like, what are you talking about?
But like others, Caitlin managed to make friends through Zoom chats.
A lot of the origin stories for the friends I have now are like, yeah, freshman year, I DM'd you one time in class, and then we just like started texting, and then we've been friends ever since.
And 4 years later, can appreciate the humor in what we went through.
People were very intentional on Zoom about like, if you wanted to reach out with someone and be friends, like you kind of had to suck it up and like DM them on Instagram or like make the first move.
After a year online, Philip Young went abroad his whole sophomore year to Heidelberg.
He always called us the reboot program.
Learning what college was like, but overseas.
It was fun kind of navigating, like restarting an abroad program.
When he came back as a junior, he had never taken a class at the Malibu campus.
And I walked in and I sat down and I was like, this is my first in-person class in Malibu, like as a Pepperdine student, and I was already halfway through my career here.
Kimberly Banda also was abroad sophomore year, but junior year decided to get as plugged into the Malibu campus and herself as she could.
I made a lot of connections. I made a lot of relationships grew. Learned a lot about myself too, like leadership-wise.
At the beginning of senior year, Kim says she felt a sense of normalcy.
We're just, again, trying to get on our feet, trying to just really enjoy the last moments.
But that normalcy only lasted a short while.
It just came out of nowhere for everybody.
On October 17th, the class of 2024 lost their 4 girls, Asha, Peyton, Neve, and Deslin, and learned to lean on each other in ways they hadn't before. Through tragedy,
faith has always been at its core, and community was really seen during those dark times.
And triumph,
we are very uniquely joined together as a class.
The class of 2024 will always remember the bond they've formed.
We really saw a lot of people come together that don't necessarily have a lot in common, and I think that speaks volumes about like how intentional a lot of the relationships in our class are.
Hola, my name is Kimberly Banda.
Hi, my name is Philip.
Hi, my name is Caitlin Gartrell, and I'm in the class of 2024.
And joining me live now are seniors Caitlin Gartrell and Philip Young. Thank you both so much for being here with me today. And I want to take it back to the very beginning with you guys. What is your favorite memory from Zoom life? Caitlin, we'll start with you.
I think one of my favorite memories was seeing where everyone was at in their little Zoom frames, whether they were at the beach or in their childhood bedroom with their little pictures and ribbons from when they were a kid or on campus. It was just really cool to like get to know people through like their surroundings.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me the thing that immediately comes to mind is my Com 180 class. We were all supposed to have our speeches memorized, 5 to 8 minutes. It really wasn't that long, but it was Zoom class and everyone tried to find workarounds to the rules. And so I remember always laughing at the way students would like put their notes or their speeches like behind their computers, and it was very obvious that they were reading off of their note cards, but the professor never seemed to notice, and it always gave us a good laugh.
Yeah, so I would always put mine into like a generated teleprompter, and so it was really good practice for my career now as a broadcast journalist. But yeah, those were always funny, watching where people's eyes were going during the COVID screens. And then when you guys came back to campus our sophomore year, what was that transition like for you from going from Zoom back into real person school?
Yeah, I would say that for me, being a science major, coming back and having labs in person was a really rude awakening because I was taking OChem that fall sophomore year, and that's a really hard class. And when you don't know the difference between graduated cylinders and Erlenmeyer flasks, it's extremely difficult, and so that was really interesting coming back.
Yeah, I cannot imagine.
I actually spent my sophomore year abroad in the Heidelberg program, and so I didn't have any in-person classes on campus until my junior year. So that was very strange, showing up to my very first class already halfway through my college career here, and it was my first experience doing that. So it was definitely a big adjustment, but I felt like just being around people who had been here a little bit longer and knew where all the different buildings were and everything, it made it a pretty quick adjustment.
Yeah, that was definitely funny getting adjusted back to real person in school. It was funny. And so then our class has obviously been through devastating loss together when we lost our 4 girls, Deslin, Asha, Neve, and Peyton, and then a few months later, Alec. How have you seen our class bond together and grow together through that as we've been grieving for these last few months together?
Yeah, it's been incredible, honestly. I mean, these are some very serious tragedies that I could never have imagined when I first came to Pepperdine. Yeah. But I've been really proud of the way that our class has really rallied, come together as a unit, and just learned to lean on each other, like you said, and really appreciate what we have in each other as a shared identity as the class of 2024.
Yeah, I would say that the way that people have held space for everyone to grieve and really process things differently, whether that's like sitting together in the library, not even working on homework, or professors being really gracious about homework and things, I think we've been able to like come together as a class and like have the time and space to like actually do that. Yeah,
I think that was something I noticed too in these last couple of months is our class has really grown closer together, and we've been able to really like lean on each other in all ways just to be able to get through something as unimaginable as we did. And then what is one word that you guys have to describe our class?
I would say intentional. I've seen a lot of people through Zoom or after the tragedies be really intentional about making sure they check up on people and being there for one another, and so that was the word I would use.
Yeah.
I think I would say resilient. That's something that Pepperdine preaches a lot with the RISE program, and I think our class really embodies that. Just we've been through so much between COVID and our recent tragedies, and we keep getting knocked down and we keep getting back up, and I'm really proud to be a part of that.
Yeah, I was thinking the word resilient as well, so I'm glad you said that one. And then I feel like I can't interview seniors without asking, what are your future plans? If you don't know, that is fine. But Kaylin, we'll start with you.
So I'll be a perfusion assistant at a hospital in Beverly Hills after we graduate, and then I'll be applying to med school.
Congrats, that's so exciting.
And I'm planning to go to law school next year. Haven't exactly decided where, still ironing out the details there, but that's the plan, and I'm really excited about it.
It's so exciting. Well, congrats and good luck to both of you. I know we'll obviously stay in touch, but thank you again for being here with me today. Yeah.